Valve, why? Why? I'm I'm not even the first person to even question you on everything that you do. Although I would like to question why you aren't doing a goddamn thing about your own game. What I would like to question is why are you so focused on having to make an entire brand new goddamn IP when you are literally neglecting your own child of a game of Team Fortress 2, a game that is almost 17 years old, a game that has been running rampant with bots, a game where you can barely find any normal casual servers unless you're going to be playing man vs. machine, which there's barely anyone, or if you're going to be on a community-made server, where there are tactics to get rid of these bots so easily. Why is it that when I go onto your own Steam page, and if I were to look up your own game, over 45,000 negative reviews. And when clearly you are doing absolutely nothing, where there are bot hosters who are literally ruining the game by owning hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands of bots, and these hosters are also willing to do heinous criminal actions, ruining content creators' own lives. You are literally profiting from bots and these hosters running these bots. Because, let's see, in the background, I actually have a Google Doc. This Google Doc right here. TF2 Bot Crisis, a comprehensive breakdown of the game's bot problem and the action of those in control of it. I am going to be reading to you all 23 pages and showing as to why in God's name this is even going on, because this is madness. The game is in dire need to be fixed, Valve, and you are doing absolutely nothing. You are like the neglective father who said he was going out for milk and never returns. After the release of Half-Life Alyx, you gave the skeleton crew for TF2, and you never even gave it a single shit. You never cared. And people are talking about it. Oh, so much. You had people making safe.tf, but you only did the little band-aid fix from 2 years back, where you now have free-to-play players spending or having to spend up to $5 if they want to be able to use text chat, voice chat, and quick comms, like calling for medic, where to go, if to go left or right, if there's enemies up ahead, enemies incoming, or if there's a sentry ahead, or anything. You're completely ruining your own game by having these bot hosters bringing it into an early grave. So let's start, shall we? For over 5 years, Team Fortress 2 has been overrun by AI-controlled bots that ruin public lobbies for human players. While these players are completely automated, they do not require human input to set up and host. The people that operate these bots are referred to as bot hosters or simply hosters. Despite a promise from Valve in 2021 to fix the crisis after the massive Save TF2 movement, nothing has been done to fix the problem. Due to Valve's negligence to fix the bot in crisis, these hosters abuse their effective control over TF2 to harass the community, even going as far as to dox and swat people who go against them and try to put a stop to botting, because this game deserves to live. This game deserves to thrive and survive after everything that it has gone through. This game is supposed to be one of the biggest popular games that so many people love and enjoyed. But now it's just being ruined. This has gone on far too long, and something needs to be done. In this document, you will find every piece of evidence and testimonies of the abusive behavior from these bot hosters. If you care about TF2 in any capacity, or even just simply decency, I simply urge you to spread this document, or at the very least, spread the truth. This document will also heavily feature testimony of Mega Scatterbomb, a content creator who makes videos on TF2 who has been harassed by the bot hosters for the past year. His testimony will help demonstrate what the hosters are capable of. His full testimony can be found using an audio link, which you can all listen to, as I will be sharing the full Google Doc. Hey guys, Mega Scatterbomb here. I'm a TF2 YouTuber that's been fighting the bots and cheaters for a couple of years now. In that time, I've learned a lot about how they function and some potential mitigations. But even with my background in software engineering, there's only so much that can be done without the involvement of Valve. I thought I'd shared my knowledge and experience here to put on the record what atrocities have occurred due to Valve's negligence. Hopefully you guys will be able to hold them to account for what's happened. But even if we don't get the desired response, what I have to say here will put a permanent stain on their reputation. What are bots? Bots are computer-controlled players capable of interacting with TF2. TF2... My bad. Interacting with TF2 without human input. Bots have many purposes. Some are used to farm in-game items. Some are used to facilitate trades via Steam. But the kind we're specifically talking about the most are the cheating bots. Cheating bots enter the same servers as regular players, use aim cheats to ruin the game for everyone else, aimbot specifically, and spinbot. They can navigate the map, capture objectives, use the text chat and voice chat to send messages. These bots will almost always play sniper, though occasionally the bot hosters decide to mix things up. But it's primarily just sniper. Why sniper? The sniper class is a very powerful character in TF2 by simply scoping in and hitting a headshot. Sniper can single-handedly dispatch 5 out of 9 of classes in the game. This is simple, even without factoring in Sniper's ability to charge shots. A fully charged headshot from the Sniper can kill every character with just one shot. Even with the full overheal of the medigun, bearing a few special circumstances. In a standard gameplay setting, the Sniper class is balanced out by our human limitations. You're not going to hit every single shot while playing a Sniper. A human is going to have a very hard time reaching the Sniper's full destructive capabilities. However, in the hands of a bot with perfect accuracy, the Sniper can become incredibly destructive with very limited counterplay. There even exists unlocks that the Sniper can use to be even more oppressive in the hands of bots. And this is most definitely true, such as the Bizarre Bargain, along with the Machina. I always call it the Machina, since I was young at the time when I first started playing, like around 2016 or 2013. Kind of like around the same time when I first started playing Warframe. So around 2013, yeah. Such as the Bizarre Bargain, which rewards headshots with faster charge speed, and the Hitman's Heatmaker, and meter that increases charge speed on use. A single bot in a match is disruptive enough to ruin the experience for everyone in the lobby. However, aimbots purposefully join in servers in groups to maximize their disruptiveness. It is often that you find servers nearly entirely composed of bots, and in these circumstances, the game becomes completely unplayable. Below is a clip of a standard bot encounter to illustrate this, which is basically all of these bots spinning around in a circle on the capture point. Aimbots will also attempt to vote kick innocent players from the server, since free-to-plays, people who have not spent money on the game, cannot use text or voice chat. This means that many times, innocent players cannot defend themselves, which leads to them being vote kicked. Why are they so rampant? The aimbot problem is entirely contained within casual mode. Unfortunately, this is the game's most popular and most easily accessible mode. Unlike community servers that are community-driven with their own moderators and anti-cheats, casual mode servers are entirely moderated by Valve. And the only moderation Valve has in place is Valve Anti-Cheat, which is ineffective at stopping cheating. It literally is. No, come here. It is literally the most useless anti-cheat I have ever seen. Any possible cheat that these hosters are using are easily bypassing Valve's anti-cheat not only with TF2 but CS2 as well, as it is quite possible, since CS2 does use VAC. As it is a Valve game, it uses VAC. So it is possible that CS2 can also have a botting problem. They are already having a financial problem, which, quite frankly, TF2 should get a financial problem as well if they continue to not do anything. Why do I think that? Personally, before we continue, I personally think that Valve deserves to have a financial boycott, or, well, yes, a financial boycott, is because if they continue to earn money, they are just going to be doing more and more new things, caring more about their more important games, such as Counter-Strike, Dota, and their newest brand new IP, Deadlock. And honestly, if cheating is involved within Counter-Strike and Team Fortress 2, it's bound to happen within Deadlock as well, and players are definitely not going to be enjoying that game, because from what I hear, it's supposed to be like another hero shooter, much like Overwatch. So you're telling me we are bound to have another game that is like TF2 and Overwatch? You are literally doing this, Valve? Why? You are a multi-billion-dollar company and you cannot give the fucking team for TF2 a bigger... Like, you can't give TF2 a bigger team? You're serious, right? This has been going on for 5 years. And you can't give TF2 a bigger team. You gotta keep it as a skeleton crew. Unbelievable. Let's carry on. Which is ineffective at stopping cheating. Right, went through that. The cheats the bots use bypass VAC entirely, so they have no chance of being banned by Valve unless they take a more active role in stopping the botting problem, such as making a better cheat, or better anti-cheat, Valve. Make VAC better, or replace VAC with something better. This wouldn't be happening if you made VAC anything better, or if you got a brand new anti-cheat to make things better, so we wouldn't be dealing with this bullshit. Now, how are they created? Bot hosters typically use virtual machines, a virtual computer inside a computer, to run multiple copies of TF2 side by side. Each virtual machine has its own Steam account and copy of TF2, and they all run the same cheats. First, some technical background. One of the biggest problems with bots compared to cheaters is that they never switch off. A typical bot hoster will either purchase some hardware to run at home or use online free trials of hosting services like OVH, Google Cloud, etc. From what I've seen, the most dedicated bot hosters stick to using their own hardware. They can pack their own servers with a lot more RAM than what's available for cheap on the internet, and more RAM equals more bots. Since self-hosting is the most prominent method, that means the running costs are little more than the cost of electricity. Most bots are free to play as well, so any accounts that are VAC banned can be replaced at no extra cost. The only thing that can force a bot hoster to spend more money is if they want to host more bots than their hardware can handle. If you've ever seen a bot miss an easy shot, chances are that the bot is fighting for CPU resources with 100 other bots to the point where they are all starting to lag. The reason I'm going over this information is to demonstrate that this problem isn't going away on its own. Waiting for them to run out of money or getting bored is not an option. They can sustain their bots indefinitely. In short, this will continue to be an issue until there's some real intervention. Which I highly doubt there's ever going to be any kind of intervention. Valve chooses to do nothing, so if they do nothing, these hosters, these literal pieces of fucking shit, can just continue to ruin the game for everyone's enjoyment. Or for their own enjoyment. They don't want anyone to play a game, so why should they care? They won't. They want to ruin people's lives, especially with the heinous shit they do, especially the Mega Scatterbomb. And innocent people entirely, I should mention as well. The most common of the cheats that these bots used is called Cathook. And up until very recently, it was a single Google search away on GitHub, readily available for any person to download. Cathook has been taken off of GitHub, and while it was rumored that Valve was responsible for the takedown, it was actually taken down by its own creator due to complications with the program. Now, some of these images I will not show, of course, for reasons, but others I may show. Now that we all know about the hardware, let's talk about software, notably how accessible it is. All over GitHub, you can find cheats and bot hosting software for TF2, and before people mention Cathook disappearing from GitHub, Cathook wasn't taken down by force. The creator removed the repository and deleted their account voluntarily. You can argue that Valve leaving all these repos up is for or is some sort of big brain strategy. Let the code for the cheats appear in the public domain, then study it, find a way to detect it. According to some of my insiders with the hosting community, it would be stupidly easy to detect the code signatures left behind by the most popular bot software, especially with the code and executables being public. But I think we know that's not what's happening. If we're studying the code, one guy at Valve would have figured out how to detect them within a week. Even then, I'm sure the developers wouldn't be so comfortable publishing the source code for their cheats. If they were getting banned soon afterwards, the accessibility of the software is the result of Valve's negligence. Unfortunately, even if Cathook has been taken off of GitHub, its files are still in circulation, and there are alternative cheats to Cathook. So unfortunately, these bots aren't going anywhere. Below you'll find screenshots from an actual guide posted by a bot hoster since Cathook has been taken off of GitHub. This guide is slightly out of date, however the general information presented in this guide still holds up. The harassment and toxicity. The bot hosters responsible for the bot invasion are truly morally reprehensible, and what they do far exceeds just trolling. They will dox, swat, and endlessly harass those that try to oppose them to scare them into submission. These bots are creating a culture of fear around TF2, and you're about to see for yourself. Perhaps one of the hoster's biggest targets is none other than Mega Scatterbomb. He's been a target because he's been trying to develop his own anti-cheat for Valve servers and host a database for known cheaters. The hosters have been harassing him for a year to the point that police had needed to get involved in this case. This negligence is what motivated me to take matters into my own hands. 2 years ago, my friends and I started documenting the cheating we found in TF2. This ultimately turned into the cheater database, which was leaked to the public in 2023. That's when the cheaters and bot hosters took notice of me. I'd become a threat to them. The point of no return was when I released a video titled, "I'm Ending the Bot Crisis Part 1 of 3, detailing my plans to build a community-run anti-cheat for casual mode." The harassment that followed is unlike anything I've ever seen. Impersonation, AI voice recreations, and slander. First, faking screenshots. One of the methods the bot hosters used to try and defame Mega Scatterbomb was impersonating him in an attempt to slander his name. The hosters forged a bunch of fake messages that tried to paint Mega Scatterbomb as someone who's attracted to underage minors. They would try to spread these screenshots on his own Discord server. Here is one of the slanderous photos that the bot hosters attempted to spread around, and a screenshot from inside the hoster Discord. This is where they still try to paint Mega Scatterbomb as a pedophile. An image bot hosters created and attempted to spread of fake screenshots. A Discord message pinging everyone's in a server to go to Mega Scatterbomb's Steam profile and report it, while still trying to wrongfully claim he's a pedo. I'll actually turn off the sound from Opera so that way it doesn't get in the way. The first attempt at slander was using the good old inspect element. Some cheaters stitched together a bunch of images designed to depict me as a pedophile, saying things like, "It's illegal where I live," and "One more picture and I'll stop." Thankfully, the cheaters aren't intelligent enough to present their slander in a way that could actually cause harm. Their usual strategy was to barge into my Discord with a 30-minute-old account and post the slander in general. Very easy to deal with. Here's a moment where a bot hoster pretended to be an ex-girlfriend of Mega Scatterbomb. Girls don't cheat in video games, and I'm a girl. You are in the Mega Cheater database. And doxing his real name. His ex-girlfriend made me red because I dumped him. Is that your explanation for real? Yes. And I'm supposed to believe that that look you don't like. You don't like it. Well, more people have access to it, so talk to him. Blaming innocent parties for aimbot. Another strategy the bot hosters employ is setting the names of the bots to noticeable community members. The bots have done this to make a scatterbomb, changing the names and profile pictures of the bots to that of his name, and spammed links in the in-game chat that lead to his Discord server. The bot's hosters directed people angry at him to comply innocent parties. Then there were the bots. Entire servers were filled with Mega Scatterbomb clones. Unfortunately, that meant I got kicked in the process. Even today, months after any bots were named after me, some people still think I am a bot. That was a rough patch where the bots posted my Discord link and chat, causing several players to join in the Discord, ready to hurl abuse at a supposed bot hoster. I managed to convince some of them otherwise, but there were a few people too insane to reason with. However, this is not the only time that this has happened. Among other victims of this tactic is Spiky Mikey, another TF2 content creator who has also been targeted by hosters in the past. Just like Mega Scatterbomb, bot hosters created bots in his likeliness, spamming links to his YouTube channel, causing an onslaught of negative attention to be directed at him. Now, here is where we will listen to Spiky Mikey's defense, where he explains the bots that were created to harass him, along with one more that is at the end, as I have gone over this entire document.
Hello, my name is Spiky Mikey, and I make TF2 videos sometimes. My experience with the Spiky Mikey bots kind of started with a DM I randomly got on Twitter or something, before I'd even heard the bots existing or anything like that, and it showed me a screenshot of whatever the bots were doing in game, like advertising all of my social medias and stuff like that, and they were asking if it was really me doing it. Obviously, the second I saw it, I wanted to put something out to let people know that it wasn't me doing it, because I knew more people would start believing it. But more and more messages started rolling in before I could make any kind of video about it. So I kind of just had to put something out on the day as fast as possible, else people would definitely start getting the wrong idea. And this went on for a good couple of weeks. There were people who hadn't seen, obviously, my initial response video, who were still kind of coming in and attacking me weeks after the fact because they'd found a Spiky Mikey bot. And yeah, when they started going kind of everywhere for a little bit, I received loads and loads of comments from people who genuinely believed that those accounts were mine, and I was genuinely just that desperate to promote myself in every server. My YouTube comments for a while were a bit of a mess. People got mad at me in my Twitch chat, like came into my stream to like abuse me. Some people even sent me death threats over those bots, thinking I was the one who did it.
AI voice recreations. Another tactic used to defame Mega Scatterbomb was to gather samples of his voice, and use those samples to recreate an AI replica that could be used to say whatever the hosters wanted. The hosters then could use Mega Scatterbomb's voice against his will to say crass and repugnant things. Here are screenshots where hosters conspire to use Mega Scatterbomb's voice for AI. Right here. Not up to date. Thank you, cutie. There's over 20 minutes at this point. Give me the new ones. I'll make all-in-one Mega Scatterbomb v2. I'll compile them into a Google Drive or Anon files at some point. I have already made one with the new shit. Send. Here's a video of Mega Scatterbomb's AI being used in a casual lobby by bots. In this clip, bots use AI voice manipulation to take Mega Scatterbomb's voice to say crass, incoherent nonsense. They also advertise Mega Scatterbomb's docs in the text chat. These bombs are broadcasting this to many TF2 servers simultaneously. Bots have unfiltered access to broadcast whatever message they want to thousands of people at the same time, even personal info. Then there were the AI voice models. Someone decided to train an AI on my YouTube videos, allowing them to make any audio they recorded of themselves sound like I had said it. If you recall me saying some of the most vile and hateful things imaginable over the mic, that was a bot, not me. Appropriating my voice in this manner is a crime, by the way. Harmful Digital Communications Act, 2015, Section 22. The police informed me that this was the case. Yes, the police got involved. We'll get into that. So, these hosters have made bots go through entire videos from Mega Scatterbomb and basically had it to the point where they made these bots say such incoherent, disgusting shit imaginable, along with spreading his docs in the text chat. That is completely fucked. Now, excuse me for a minute because I need a drink. All right. I'll let everyone take a look at the other videos. Well, actually, why not? So here we can see the bot hosting server that these piles of shit use. The bot hosting Discord has an entire channel dedicated to stream sniping smaller streamers. Oh. What? Let's actually take a look, okay? Roles, bot vids, welcome, Sanses, 1 TF2 Cowhook, QT, Melody, Alchemist Potion, main, Real IT Hook. I'm not even going to... What the fuck? Okay, it's clear enough that these bot hosters are quite racist. Wow. YouTube, stream sniping, bot commands. Gen Real V2, anti-reality hook 4s. Stream sniping V2. Wow, they even have VC. What assholes. They even have the N-word mic spams. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Since stream sniping Mega Scatterbomb was ineffective, the bot hosters took another route, DDoSing his stream or his servers to take them down. Not only would the hosters do this in his TF2 or to his TF2 server, but they would also do it to take down his cheater database. This is notable because DDoS attacks are illegal, which shows that bot hosters are willing to commit actual crime against people they harass. This is why that these bot hosters should also be taken off of the internet entirely and should not have a Steam account in general. They do not deserve to have Steam. If they're going to be doing this, their accounts need to be taken down immediately. Here are screenshots of bot hosters conspiring to commit a DDoS attack. Let's take a look at this one as well. I can try joining MSB's server. Never mind. It's full. Or no way, man. I can join too. I don't know why I would. LMFAO, they're still talking about trying to send the feds on us. Make 30 accounts. I have enough. Yeah, lol. What a bunch of losers. Yeah, 500 accounts. Feds on multiple people for doing no shit. Dude, you're literally doxing, harassing, and trying to swat people along with AI recreation? That is illegal. Do these dumbasses not learn? Do they not know? Oh my god. That's it. I gotta get in on this. Do we want to try for doing another DDoS attack? That's also illegal. They're talking about suing you guys for DDoSing. No fucking way. I can also DDoS if required. Would make my botnet actually get used for the first time in like 700 centuries. Wow. I mean, they technically can, but why? Because you're harassing someone. You're doing illegal activity, you moron. I spent all of 9th grade assembling machines for it and never did anything. Are you still crashing server? Does his server detect VPNs? It detects it when you are fully loaded and bans you. Trying for another DDoS attack. He banned again. Nobody's DDoSing SP or SPED. I don't think so. Okay. Oh, sorry. He was just talking about getting DDoS for literally zero reason. Because this server is anti-DDoS. These people are fucking idiots. They're idiots. These people are just idiots. And here's the DDoS that was carried out. Last month, Cloudflare stopped. Let's see. Wow. 36,944,788 security threats for megascatterbomb.com. Let's see. Your site saw more threats last month than the average site on Cloudflare. We have 5 million in Singapore, 4 are almost 5 million in India, 2 million in Brazil, 601,000 in El Salvador, and Cameroon, 578,000. Wow. The next step, though, was the stream sniping. I started live streaming at the end of last year as it was the most effective method of getting players into my TF2 server. Several bot hosters decided it would be funny to send their bots into my server all at once. It was very easy to counter the bots with the right source mod plugins, which further demonstrates Valve's negligence. Once I had all those plugins in place, the only thing they could do is DDoS the server, which isn't even that effective. They can lag my server, but they can't force anyone to disconnect. They've also tried repeatedly to take down my website via DDoS. But outside of the largest of botnets, they've failed to make any attempt. And it's good that they failed miserably. It's good, because fuck them. Now the doxing and swatting, the two biggest things of illegal activity that these moronic, heinous criminals can do. Of all the things that bot hosters have done, this just might be the most morally reprehensible, as doxing and swatting are actions that can have very real-life threatening consequences for the victim. On multiple occasions, the bot hosters have doxed the identities and personal information of people that oppose them. The bots will then spam the sensitive information to thousands of people using the in-game voice chat and text chat. I can't even find the words to describe how horrible this is. Imagine in the one moment you're vocally speaking out against the bot hosters, and the next moment your personal info is being spread to thousands using the in-game chat features, and Valve allows it to happen. Among the people that the bot hosters have doxed, Mega Scatterbomb is one of those unfortunate victims. While the bot hosters use an AI recreation of his voice to say the most vulgar things imaginable, his personal information is being broadcasted in text chat. Here are screenshots of bot hosters conspiring to dox Mega Scatterbomb. And that's where we see his real name. Really wish someone downloaded that one presentation video he had. And there's his real name again. Doxed instantly, by the way. Name tarnished instantly, by the way. A death threat Mega Scatterbomb received in relation to his personal info. I have all your personal information and will publish it if $250 if not sent to a Bitcoin address. Oh, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You are literally the lowest piece of human garbage ever. For having people pay you $250 for Bitcoin. Fuck you. Harm will be brought to you and your family. You have 72 hours to pay. Honestly, I would have said you can go ahead and kiss the hairiest part of my ass. Threaten me, I will make sure that the police will get involved and find your ass. Or, protection, if anything were to happen. Most likely, protection. Police would need to get higher-ups for finding out who this person is that's ever sent it. Or anything in general. And here are screenshots of bot hosters doxing different individuals. The hosters target more people than just Mega Scatterbomb. Video containing personal information of someone. Notably, this is someone disconnected with Mega Scatterbomb. So this is a different harassment campaign. Wow. How low do these literal retards have to be? These literal vile human pieces of shit. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is so vile. Now for swatting. Swatting is the practice of unlawfully prank calling or alerting the police to maliciously dispatch officers to a certain location. It's not a harmless prank. This practice can lead to actual bodily harm or death for the victim. When you SWAT someone, you could be potentially putting them or others in a life-threatening scenario. The hosters swatted Mega Scatterbomb, but thankfully the situation ended peacefully and got the law involved. Here's the story. The worst thing they've done was, by far, when they swatted me. Sometime last year, I had 2 police officers knocking on my door at 11 p.m. looking for me. Thankfully, I live in New Zealand, so they didn't do a full-on Osama bin Laden-type raid with SWAT teams and tear gas. They suspected me of making bomb threats toward my university. Earlier that day, someone had made a bomb threat under my real name and posted said threat in some of the student-run Discord servers. This was quickly escalated to police, and the university was partially evacuated. I explained the situation with the bot hosters and cheaters, and eventually the investigation got into the bomb threat broadened to cover all the other things I've ever done I've had to deal with. I can't go into further details for obvious reasons, but the investigation is ongoing. I'm usually capable of managing the stress associated with all this, but I've had my fair share of low points. It's tough knowing there's a group of people out there dedicated to making my life as miserable as possible. And while I'm definitely one of the more prominent targets, there are many others who have been bullied in similar ways. Maybe not bomb threats, but the doxing and harassment are plentiful. The part that makes this level of harassment uniquely damning for Valve is that the bots themselves tend to be the primary attack vector for this harassment. I have seen many examples of bots being named after the real identity of innocent TF2 players, or using their faces as profile pictures. Valve should really think hard about their inaction towards the bots, as their hosts are consistently leveraging that negligence to commit actual crimes on their platform. If they fail to mitigate this, they might be opening themselves up for a full-on lawsuit. For legal reasons, this is purely hypothetical, but it is a possibility. And with each passing month, more evidence presents itself that could be used in such a case. Maybe such a legal threat would motivate Valve to fix the bots. Then again, maybe not. Racism. I think the 44 pages of search results for the N-word with hard R, as we've seen earlier with one of the channels, speaks for itself, which I will most definitely not be clicking on that Slur Central link. That is only if you, the viewer, dare to do so. As I wish to keep things under control here. Scamming and money. Among ruining the experience of the game and endlessly harassing the community, the bot hosters have also tried to make money using the bots as well. While the cost of operating the bots most likely exceeds what money they make from the community, the fact that the bot hosters even have the audacity to wring out the TF2 community for money is damning in itself, as they charge for immunity. These hosters use their position to essentially extort the community for money, and in return will turn off bots or make you immune to the bots, as you won't be targeted by them anymore. While I have not been able to find people who actually purchase these services, which, come here. Why in the fuck would anyone dare buy these services? It is downright a disgrace for anyone to buy this. No one should buy into this. no one deserves to buy any quote-unquote immunity. It is nothing more but a scam. And that's all it ever is, a complete scam. As nothing that anyone could possibly say is going to make it any different. It's a scam. Bots can still be seen advertising immunity till this day, which is true. Purchasing these services is also sketchy, as it essentially relies on the bot hosters honoring the player or the consumer's purchase. Who's to say the bots simply just don't follow up on that purchase, taking the money and ignoring the consumer's request for immunity? Nonetheless, the bot hosters are using their control over TF2 as a money-making scheme. Here we can see a bot advertising the immunity in-game. And here's store pages created by bot hosters advertising services for cash. Which, this one was based all around that retarded-ass Omegatronic bot problem. Which I'm pretty sure that there's still some Omegatronic bots, the retards, whoever made that shit. If I'm gonna be right, that is probably $300. Well, total shut down is $5. And here's a screenshot from a video created by a bot hoster to advertise these services. And again, same thing. Opening a store where you can get immunity from all your bots or shut down for 24 hours, so enjoy. Thank you for playing with me. No one enjoys you. Especially when you disgraced the very living embodiment of the soldier's voice actor, Rick May. You deserve to be clowned on. And you're not saving TF2. You ruined TF2 along with every other bot hoster that ever plagues the game. Omegatronic and anyone who hosts bots are a plague. Anyone who cheats in multiplayer games deserves to stay off the game. If you can't play without having to cheat, it's pathetic. It is legitimately pathetic that you have to cheat in order to be able to win a multiplayer online game. It's sad. There's also been an instance in the past of a bot hoster directly contacting a community member for the purposes of extorting them. 3 years ago in 2021, Spiky Mikey received an email from a bot hoster responsible for Spiky Mikey impersonator bots mentioned earlier within the document. In said email contained a threat of creating more Spiky Mikey bots, but these bots could be stopped if he had traded over his Scorching Flames Hong Kong cone hat. And due to how TF2's inventory system works, items can be traded and sold for currency, which gives them real-world value. Excuse me for a quick minute again. Okay, let's carry onwards. So basically, they want Spiky Mikey to trade over his hat so that way they can get so these bot hosters can try and get big money for his Hong Kong hat. As with specific effects, can usually be very expensive, like in the hundreds. Especially if you paint it. Like, Australian gold, for example. If you try and paint it Australian gold and you got a very nice effect on it, that thing would be priceless. Like, genuinely priceless. Now, let's see. The hat that the bot hosters was demanding is worth hundreds of dollars. That is another instance of the bot hosters trying to make a real world money from their bots. And the only reason this type of extortion isn't used by the hosters much is because not many people are going to be receptive to these threats. And here is the email in question. I have some information you might find important. There's an incoming wave of Spiky Mikey impersonator sniper bots, which queue in parties of 6 maximum match disruption. These bots use the name sub to Spiky Mikey and your YouTube PFP. 40 of these bots in total right now. From comparison, there are 70 one-trick bots. Now, there is a way to stop these Spiky Mikey bots. Simply contact me on Steam, trade me your Scorching Flames Hong Kong cone hat, Scorching Flames Hong Kong cone, or Scorching Flames Brotherhood of Arms. Yeah, no way that's ever gonna happen. The choice as to which one is yours. I have no preference, as it should be known that I do not 24/7 host bots like some of the other hosters, such as the well-known Omegatronic and Shopee bots. I only host when I have an incentive in mind. By refusing to pay me, you will actively be responsible for more match disruption and bots assaulting TF2 servers. Give me the hat and I will not release a Spiky Mikey bots. And I will contact some of the other bot hosters and tell them to give the servers some relief. Attached to this email are the bots in action if you don't believe my threat. I can send more verification that I host upon request. If I don't hear you from August 25th, I will start hosting the bots. You have got to be kidding me. You are pathetic to try and think that someone would dare do something like that. No one is ever going to do that. No one. And attached with the email was the proof that the bot hoster was legit. Here are some pictures. Unbelievable. Pictures sent to threaten Spiky Mikey into giving a bot hoster money, which no one should ever do. Here's another video from Spiky.
I feel like my experience with somebody trying to scam me with the threat of using my name and stuff was definitely interesting. This is in a time where more people were being impersonated with these bots, and for the most part, most of the community knew that it wasn't the content creator doing it. But it was still interesting to see the email. He sent me a few screenshots in that email of Spiky Mikey bots sitting in like a testing server or something like that. And then like a few other images I didn't quite understand, showing me that he had these bots ready to go, I would assume. I responded on Twitter in a way I thought was responsible, and I didn't end up giving him the $600 unusual or however much it was that he was trying to get out of me. And when the deadline day rolled around, that he said in the email, there weren't any Spiky Mikey bots. But I could definitely see this happening to other people. There were bots made of a bunch of my smaller streamer friends at the time too. It seemed as though the bot hosters tried initially to target YouTubers. Then they realized YouTubers can make videos to kind of defend themselves, and instead went for maybe streamers whose viewer bases weren't as high. So it would be harder for them to defend themselves, I guess. I haven't heard of anybody else getting emails trying to scam people out of their stuff with that kind of threat. But it's unfortunately not hard to imagine it happening to other people. I don't have an exact reason the bots targeted me, but I can take a guess. I had basically been making videos about the bots since they started taking over EU servers a lot more back in 2020. It started with a lag bot, and then as the bots were doing more stuff and Valve were trying to combat it, I just made more and more videos, and I don't think the bots really liked me doing that. But then they just went after random people for seemingly no reason, so it could have just been a coincidence. I'm genuinely not sure.
Oh boy. Okay, yeah, this video right here, this is something that everyone needs to look into. Nobody's Home by Zesty Jesus. I will definitely link that one in the description below, along with some others. like his other video of I found over 60,000 bots. Because it's apparently clear that whenever you see, like, SteamDB, Steam charts, it's bound to be obvious that there are more players expected, but even then, when it's going to be coming to, like, holiday events or specific events in general that gives, like, new crates, new microtransactions, and all that shit, you're bound to see, like, hundreds of thousands of bots immediately getting into the game. So how can bots use voice chat? On June 16th, 2020, in an attempt to stop bots from spreading racism or racist messages in text and voice chat, Valve restricted the ability for non-premium accounts to communicate. That includes text chat, and voice commands. Players who have not bought TF2's microtransactions can't even call for a medic, a very basic ability. However, despite Valve taking this drastic measure, bots today can still be seen abusing chat as if nothing has changed. So how are the bots able to communicate if free-to-play accounts are limited? This leads me to a concerning conclusion. The bots have been able to paying, or the hosters have been paying these bots to upgrade them and to get their accounts to be premium in order to abuse the chat. If this is the case, then that means Valve has been directly profiting from the existence of bots and chooses to do nothing in the grand scheme of their income. The money they make from bots is likely extremely minimal, but that does not change the fact that these bot hosters are directly paying Valve to abuse their own fan base and choose to do nothing about it. And this is why people need to hit them where it hurts most. Their money. Because socially, that's not going to do anything. Take it to the Steam page. Just negative review bomb the game, like what happened with Helldivers 2 and Sony. Give them no more financial support. I mean, if you've seen the podcast of Upon Further Review, Zesty Jesus even goes on about how there needs to be a financial boycott, since socially, it's not going to do much. They could just ignore it. But if you take it to their home front, on Steam, and not pay anything on their games that have microtransactions, you're going to be hurting them. Like, severely. You are going to hurt Valve where it hurts most with their bottom line. The money. Now, what do we make of it all? I hope I've made my case clear. Not only is one of the most iconic and beloved video games of all time being ruined by a cheating epidemic, the bot hosters are a malicious group of racist trolls that will dox, harass, and swat people that speak out against the problem. They also try to abuse the very same community for monetary gain. For years, Valve has chosen to ignore the problem, and while still producing microtransactions for the game of new taunts, hats, any microtransactions, crates, keys. It's insane. But what can I do? Simple. Spread the information. Spread any video that anyone has ever made. Let's see. Spreading the safe.tf, as we have over 292,000 strong that have signed the petition. One more time. Okay, my bad on that. Having a coughing fit from talking too much. My throat is literally dry. And I need more water. If you are reading this, it's possible that you are a journalist and I've directly contacted you personally. If that's the case, I urge you to report on this story. You can email back, and I can get in touch with Mega Scatterbomb to get more on his side of the story. This is a very important story to cover, and it could do a lot of good at exposing the actions of bad actors. I have all the proof and screenshots you need right here in this document. Even if you aren't one I've contacted, there are many things you can do to spread the message to Valve. While one person alone holds not much power over a massive community or company like Valve, many people together can produce results. Here are some examples that everyone can take. Spreading awareness, which is key. You can share around this document and the proof inside of it. Spread the news of what's been happening on as many platforms as you can of the TF2 of what's going on with the TF2 community, and see if they'll talk about the issue. The more people that sees the truth, the more people that are willing to help. Sign the petition. I have worked with community members, Wheezy, Shork, and more to produce a website that you can find right here, safe.tf. While the petition by itself may not be effective, we plan on taking the names of people who sign it and printing it out physically. I will see to it that I help personally deliver it to Valve themselves, so they can see how much the community needs change to happen. The website also contains helpful resources on the bot invasion, so please share that around as well. Review on TF2, which I've already done personally. I've changed up my review. Steam's review pages give the average consumer a place to share honest feedback and a product. You can utilize this if you are against the bots and how they impact the game. You can leave a review on the TF2 store page that reflects this. Boycott any and all microtransactions. Despite the presence of bots, Valve continues to add microtransactions to the game. Valve is asking consumers to pay money for a product that does not even function anymore, as they continue to do nothing. TF2 is also expected to have an update this summer, which will bring it more microtransactions, which means more new crates, more keys, more new shit. If you don't want to reward Valve for how they treat TF2, don't buy anything with your money. Speak with your wallet. Don't gamble with a nearly 17-year-old game that still refuses to work and is constantly bombarded with endless amounts of bots every day. One more video.
The other thing I could see working is threatening to crash the TF2 economy. Despite the revenue stream being relatively small, I do think Valve cares about maintaining the economy. The reason they care is that TF2's economy was the first example of what is now a common trend in the gaming industry. So an economy crash would affect other games as well. For example, if TF2's economy crashed, what would that mean for the Counter-Strike 2 economy? They would see that TF2 suffered from the bot crisis, causing players to stop participating in the economy, thus crashing the market.
Yep.
CS2 is already at the bot and cheater crisis stage. If TF2 collapses, then CS2's future will become incredibly uncertain as well. Despite the tiny amount it brings in, TF2's ability to affect other, much larger economies means that the threat of economic collapse is thousands of times stronger than it appears on the surface.
Oh, yeah.
As a community, we can take advantage of that threat and leverage it against Valve to force them to take action. This is a very risky approach, though. I'll leave it up to everyone to vote with their wallets as to whether we should take this approach or not. Outside of a major financial or legal threat, I can't imagine Valve taking action. If we want to solve the bot crisis, we're on our own. That's why I'm building the anti-cheat. We've got a lot of very talented people who are volunteering what time they can to get this done. When it's ready, I want to see as many people as possible run the program. Until then, I'd encourage everyone to figure out what the peak times are for casual in their region, and stick to playing casual in those peak times. If everyone's playing at the same time, it'll be easier to drown out the bots, and easier for other humans to find a bot-free lobby. If the stars align, we can keep the momentum going, and keep the bots at bay. The anti-cheat will help with this a lot, but we've still got a long way to go with that. The reason I think they'll have an effect is that the bot crisis is a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people believe casual is unplayable, the more it is unplayable. The amount of bots is relatively fixed, meaning that as the human player count fluctuates, the playability of casual is also affected. Once the human player count drops below a certain threshold, the bots take over, and the humans still playing will abandon ship, dropping the player count even further, and we get caught in a positive feedback loop.
Yep, that's true.
So here's my suggestion for the big YouTubers outside of the community. Pick a date and time, and get as much of your fan base to play the game as possible. Doesn't matter if they're brand new to the game and on a free-to-play account, tell them to give it a go and queue for casual. I want to see what happens when we flood the servers with as many real players as possible. The bot hosters are hardware limited, but we are not. And if it doesn't work? Well, then we've exposed way more people to what's happening in the game, firsthand, and they can join our cause. Rinse and repeat until Valve takes action. Also, boycott Deadlock when it comes out. There's nothing to suggest this game won't suffer the same fate. So why purchase it?
I would honestly have to agree. And you can even see right here, Young, yeah, he did this. Team Fortress 2 protest goes viral after years of neglect. Moist Critical, he did it. Or Charlie, Penguin Z0, he did a video on it today. If something is to happen, we as a community should be as informative and concise as possible. Spread information, show proof, share valuable resources, take action against the bots, and let the truth about the bots be known. There is no room in the community for malicious people that create these cheating bots, and it's time to take a stand against them. Enough is enough. The aimbots need to go. And personally, I agree wholeheartedly. These bots have ruined this game for years. And enough is enough. These bots are a plague, a nuisance, a destructive force that are bringing this game into an early grave, and I do not want to see that happen. I love TF2. I love Valve. I want to get myself a freaking Steam Deck. Oh, god damn it. Let me fix this. I apologize for that sudden inconvenience. But, oh my god. I want this game to live. I want it to thrive. I was hoping to give Valve some money besides getting a index. I wanted to get myself a Steam Deck. I wanted to. I genuinely did. I wanted to give TF2 some more money, put more into it to be able to unlock more crates. Because I still have plenty that I want to open. But with this going on, until they actually decide to fix this situation and do something about it, I'm not giving them any more money and support. I can't. My hands are tied. I cannot give Valve any more money if they do this and just neglect their own game. I'm sorry, but I think that more people should as well. If they refuse to fix the bot problem, they do not deserve any more people's money. I am going to be speaking with my wallet and not care about buying anything from Valve's games any longer. I might look into Deadlock, but if it's not going to be any good, because it's also bound to get cheaters in the game, much like with what TF2 and CS2 are dealing with, there's no way I'm going to be getting into it at all. I'd more genuinely get into Overwatch 2, dare I say, X-Defiant, and anything else. Or, genuinely, any better multiplayer live service game that could actually be fun and worth my time, effort, and money. The developers that make those games would get my money more than Valve themselves on their games. But anyways, I am going to leave things here for now, so tell me what you think about the whole situation going on. Do you believe that Valve is actually going to get off their lazy asses and actually do something about their game? Or do you think that Save TF2, Fix TF2 is actually going to do something? Or do you believe that you would agree that they deserve to have a financial boycott as they continue to do nothing for their own game? Let me know down in the comments below. If you did enjoy, like and subscribe. If you didn't, dislike it. If you didn't, because I want to hear everyone's opinion on the matter. But anyways, this is I, Mr. Kafuffles, signing out. Have a good one. Peace out.